the Filmographers 5, top 5 movies about movies. Kier, now you're going to kick us off with not our number 5. Well, this is our number 5, but we're gonna kind of go our separate ways in some of these picks. So there's some of us that we agree, some of these that we agree on, and some of them that we diverge on. So there's going to be some repetition of numbers in here.
Absolutely. Normally, when we put together Filmographers 5, we see eye to eye on so many things, and maybe there's a point or two of difference, and then we kind of hash it out and we find something we can both agree on. This time we diverged on a couple of picks, but more than that, this is such a vast universe of films, a constellation, a galaxy. A universe is the biggest thing. It's such a big universe of films that one top 5 just didn't quite cut it. And I want to say all of my picks are dramas about Hollywood. These are not documentaries, because to me, that would be another very worthwhile list. Some of my favorite movies of all time are movies about the making of films.
Oh yeah, no, we couldn't open up that can of beans.
Can of beans.
Can of beans. But yes. So number 5, Kier, you will kick us off, and this is our shared number 5.
Yes, and this is our shared number 5 because we actually agree on this one. Our 5th favorite movie about movies is, and God, is it tough narrowing it down to so few, but our number 5 choice is Ed Wood. Every movie about Hollywood and the industry tends to focus on the studios and the stars and the glitz and the glamour. Rarely is the focus on the other people who make movies, the pathological dreamers, the freaks, the outcasts. And Ed Wood gives them not only their moment, it gives them their due. It never laughs at them, never dehumanizes them. Like Ed Wood himself, this strange troupe of filmmakers are treated with love and dignity, and the entire thing is driven by Burton's excellent directing and some magnificent performances by Johnny Depp and Martin Landau.
So my 4th favorite movie about movies is Hugo, a movie that proves that what kids really look for in a movie is the joy of film preservation. I joke, but only kind of, because that's what the movie is about. And while it's a wonderful kids' adventure, it's also this moving story about the importance of not only preserving film, but preserving history and not allowing lives and loves to be forgotten. No one but Scorsese could pull this off. His passion for movie and movie history is infectious, and it's simply impossible not to get caught up in his joy.
Well, my number 4 is a film that feels a little dated right now, but I'm going with The Player, partly because that was, of its time, that was the definitive Hollywood film about Hollywood. Robert Altman's sprawling style with huge cast of characters and winky casting and like people playing versions of themselves was, in some ways very, very insidery and self-referential, but it's also got a dark core at its center. And Tim Robbins' portrayal of Griffin Mill as this very opportunistic guy who turns his back on the people closest to him. I will never forget the scene in the hot tub where he just ices his girlfriend, who's this sweet, lovely human woman. I haven't seen this movie in 20 plus years, and I still remember that scene so vividly. I think that it does do a little bit of what Sunset Boulevard does in giving us the dark heart. But yeah, it's got the jokey stuff with the Whoopi Goldberg and the Fred Ward and all that. But I love all of it. And it's got one of the most audacious oneers in film history. People love to do them now. It's almost a stunt thing to do a great oneer. But I remember people talked about that all year, the opening shot of that film. It was so amazingly choreographed. So I think The Player still would hold up if I were to see it again today. And certainly, even if it doesn't, in my memory, it holds up as one of the quintessential Hollywood films about Hollywood.
Yes, I agree. It was close to making my/our list, but something held me back, and I'm not sure what. I mean, it's tight. We got 5 movies here, and there's so many great ones.
That's why we got 2 lists this time.
That's why we have 2 lists. Now, our shared third favorite movie about movies is Mulholland Drive, David Lynch's dreamy, nightmarish odyssey through LA. It's no wonder that he's called Sunset Boulevard one of his favorite movies, and that watching it is like living through a dream. You can feel Boulevard's DNA in every reel of Mulholland. It's a movie that, like many Lynch films, defies easy answers, but it digs deep into the heart of identity, of the heartbreak of failed dreams, and who we are if not our projections of ourselves. It's fantasy, it's surreal, it's everything that Hollywood is, only taken to its extreme and made deeply personal.
And my number 2 movie about movies is from a director that I have often been up and down on, but it is Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That is a film that I think is so fascinating because it's not just about movies and movie making, although that's a large portion of it, but it's about all the seedy stuff surrounding the Hollywood dream and the dark side of Hollywood dream. It's about, it's a classic Tarantino style. It's a revisionist history. It's him writing a new ending to a historic event. But in its way, I think just through the scenes of Cliff, the stuntman, driving his convertible through the Hollywood night, it just kind of captures this weird, uneasy balance of like the thing we all wish for and the thing we actually get. And it turns out this guy, he spends all his time palling around with this rich movie star who's seething with insecurities and problems of his own. And he lives in a trailer behind a drive-in movie theater. It's the highs and the lows, the has-beens and the never-wases. I really think that Tarantino captures it perfectly in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Well, I'm going to be Job from Arrested Development here and say I've made a terrible mistake. I can't believe I didn't. Oh man, I forgot that one. I'm kicking myself. I'm still going to give my number 2, but yeah, I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a 1.5, I guess, for me. And you know what? Maybe even a number 1. Somebody tweeted this recently, and I love it. I'll be brief, but they said like how Tarantino has this great dialogue, all his memorable moments and dialogue from all his movies, and we can quote it to death. But he's like, Once Upon a Time doesn't have that, but there are just such good scenes and moments where like, Cliff and I forget his name, Leo, they come back home and Leo's like, hey, you gonna stay and watch the whatever? And he's like, yeah, I figured I was. Got a 6-pack in the back. Thought we'd order some pizzas. And Leo goes, okay. And Cliff goes, okay. And that's it. And it's like such a great, and it's, those 2 actors who make it, but like that movie is just filled with, you just love these moments, and there's so many of them.
And DiCaprio as Rick Dalton on the Western set, acting opposite that girl and trying to get his mojo back, is one of the most tense and harrowing and ultimately cathartic things I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, I mean his trailer meltdown is remarkable. One of the great Tarantino scene leading to that. So good.
Yeah,
so good. So my number 2, what was my number 2 favorite movie about movies, and I still love this, is Babylon. And I know I'm rocking the boat here, but I absolutely do love this movie. For people who might think that Sunset Boulevard is too kind and gentle, not dark enough, boy, is this the movie for you. Granted, it does hit a lot of familiar beats. It's more or less a dark retelling of Singing in the Rain, but it also captures the silent period of cinema in a way that no other movie has. What a lot of people might not realize is just how batshit crazy that period of movie history was. I mean, it, truly nuts. No one knew what they were doing trying to make movies. Not really. People died making them like regularly. And, they had all these weirdos who flocked to LA and were now flush with more money than they could ever imagine. We're basically using it to create Babylon. It's a terrific movie that I really hope continues to be rediscovered through the years.
And that's what you get on the Filmographers podcast. Honest, unvarnished opinions. We're not trying to say the movie that we're not trying to line our opinions up with everyone else's. Mike and I are gonna be here for what we believe in, and that may be Babylon.
Unless we get enough negative email, then forget it.
Then we're gonna disown it completely.
Yeah, no, right. Go back. We're gonna cut it out. Gone.
And our first favorite movie about movies is not a movie about Hollywood movies. It's a movie about movies, though. Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights. This is a film that, like Ed Wood, captures the importance of being a dreamer, of going out into the world and carving your own identity, then blasting it out to anyone who will notice. It's also about the perils of stardom, how dangerous it is to forget what truly matters is your family, even if that family is a group of pornographers and led by a father figure who refuses to compromise his integrity. A rare thing, not only in the land of smut, but movie making in general. Anderson's direction is a shotgun blast of energy, and the world he captures is absolutely unforgettable. Just like this movie. I wish he still made movies like this.
You know what? Folks, listen to our top movies of 2025. You'll find one is missing. That's on a lot of other lists. And I'm with you. I miss this era. I feel like you cut PTA's career in half. You can cleave it in half, and like one half, it's like the Master, and then everything after, and then the Master and everything before. Like this Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, where he was just like, I mean, he was on a lot of coke. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Not good for his personal life. It was good for his movies.
Great for his movies. But yeah, I do miss that. Like, I mean, granted, he's matured, he's aged, but I do miss that young, full throttle, shotgun blast and PTA that was. I do miss it. Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. So